So Alice, thank you so much for joining us and helping us raise awareness for prion disease. I would like to begin our interview by asking you if you can share with us your experience with prion disease as a family member. How was it like for you?
I found out about my career status when I was pregnant with my third child. We knew that my father died from the mad cow disease, that he ate something, that he ate contaminated beef. And we lived like this 20 years. When I was pregnant, I did the amniocentesis test when I was the fifth month. And the counselors told me that this disease could be genetic in our community, Libyan Jewish. I was amazed and shocked, but I said, okay, I still want to know because I was 15 when my father died, and it was very, very traumatic for me. And I said, no way, no way, I will go away like my father. No way my children will go through this experience again. I can't let it be. I must know if we are in risk or not. That's why, and I'm an optimistic person, you know, I was sure that I don't have it. I was like a little naive, you know, by thinking, you know, I always thought my father is protecting me from above. I'm totally protected. Then I was just want to know that we are not in risk and to go on with my life. So a couple of weeks after, he invited me to understand the results that me and my daughter that was still embryo are both carriers. This was devastating for me. I couldn't believe that it's happening. I was so traumatic about it. I couldn't walk away from his office. It was very, very hard for me. I couldn't think that all the trauma that we've been with my father will come again and again. For me, I thought about my family. We are 9 children. I'm the 8th one. And I thought all my family is in risk, not only me. So it was a devastating experience. So that's how I learned about it. It took me a period of mourning. Then I begin to be more active and thinking how to get out of it. We are still do, but it was a very devastating experience.
How did you cope with that? What strategies did you use?
My father always told us with the thinking that everything is possible. We can influence things. We can do things. We don't have to be helpless. I grew up with this sentence all my life, and values like you know, mutual solidarity with family, that the family is above everything. We have to care for each other. You know, my mother told me, we will do anything to back up you. What you are doing is very important. We will be with you. And with this spirit, I come and to be active and to have the strength to be optimistic about it.
Okay, so you have a very tight family.
Yes.
You are
yes.
very close and you support each other. Mm-hmm.
Yes, exactly.
That's very important.
This is very, very important. When families come together, and they have strength. It's a strength that I know that all my activity, all the years, is back up with my family support. They support me financially. This one thing. And the second one is that is most important is also by their spirit to go this way. You know, I donate my family samples all over the world so many times because every time I tell them, we have to go now to bring samples, and they come all together in 1 hour. We take for all of us. There's no question about it. Not only my siblings, but also their children. We have 30 nephews. All of them will be recruited. So there are many layers of support from their sides.
So for you, what are the advantages and disadvantages of knowing if you carry or not the mutation? Have you ever thought it might be better not to know?
It's a good question. I'm not saying that it's easy to have this burden. It's a burden on life. It's very difficult to live with this diagnosis, and I'm struggling. It's not something that I said, okay, I'm very strong, I'm active, I'm doing everything. Well, yes, I do, but still, it's very difficult to have this burden on life and to know, every headache, every symptoms you have, it's like, okay, it's never an headache. It's always the fear that you have something more. It's quite a challenge.
Tell me about how has being a carrier affected your life and relationships? What were the biggest challenges and how did you overcome them in general?
The biggest challenge is knowing every day that you are in risk to not be here. My daughter scheduled her wedding. She was scheduling 1 year ahead, and I said, what are you doing? Maybe I will not be here. I always live my life in the short term and not in the long term, because I don't know if I can plan it, if I can dream about it. It's not for sure that you'll be here. Or, of course, for every human being, but for us even more. From the other side, I'm very, very investing in my relationships, because I know that if I'm going tomorrow, I taking time with my dearest ones. I cherish every day. I cherish every relationship, and I know that I need to maintain it as long as I'm here. So this is like an advantage, if I can say, advantage when in situation like this.
Mm-hmm. And how do you cope with uncertainty and maintain a positive attitude?
I notice that when I'm in a good health, balanced, and everything is okay, I have capability to cope. And to keep my optimism and to keep my activity in a good way. When I am weak, I feel devastated and afraid. So I'm always trying to keep balance. If I keep balance, I'm keeping my strength. I'm keeping my capability to deal with everything.
Yeah.
So,
and how do you do that? Did you receive psychological support at any point during this process? What do you do to keep yourself upbeat and more positive?
yes, sometimes I'm getting psychological help. I think one of my strengths is coming from my activity. The thing is that when I'm active and getting the collaborations with researchers, I'm getting the collaborations with the families. I can do things for advancing therapy. It gives a lot of strength, and I always trying to say to the families, we have things to do. It's in our hand. Don't give up. Don't give up. It's in our hand. We are doing things, and we can do it. It's not something that is unreached. I learned to appreciate so many moments, little things, nature. I walk by the sea almost every day, and I feel so full and so delightful from those things, and I can appreciate it a lot, and it's lift me up. And also, my family is base of support that, we are all together in this. It's not only my problem.
And what advice would you give to someone considering genetic testing?
Many people are getting advice with me. Should I know the disease, the carrier or not? And I said, well, if you have the optimism that you don't have it, stay with it. As long as there is no therapy, evidence therapy, stay with this optimism and live your life. But I'm saying, nevertheless, you must come to contribute your efforts to have your samples, to get advanced the research. It's not like neglecting the awareness at all, but to combine, to stay with your optimism and still to like a saving for your future. I can tell you for my recommendation, I tell to families, only if you have a very high anxiety that you have it and you can't function in this situation, maybe it's better to know because you have 50% that you are not carrier. So maybe you could lose your anxiety and you can live your life with this freedom. But if you don't, at least that it will be justified and not like just by the fear. So this is what I recommend. But for me, there are some times of weakness and regrets. There are sometimes, but there are so much gratitude. I'm aware for this knowledge because it turns out all my world, and I live much better now for me. Connected to myself. You're much more aware of your mortality. So you try to live your life in much better way for today. Before I was like always suspending my life, keeping my work, and now I'm trying to balance myself much better because I want to live my life fully and to know that if tomorrow I go, I lived my life as I wanted. Of course, I wish I wouldn't have to deal with this tragedy in my life, but still you can find significant from every situation that comes to you. So I think I found a better way to deal with the situation. Keep it that way, but always, no matter if you are checking it, if you're not checking it, if you are carrier, if you are not carrier, it doesn't matter. You must join our efforts of the families because it's not only about you, it's also about your siblings, it's about all the families, all the community.
Is there any particular advice that you would like to give to someone newly diagnosed as a carrier of the mutation?
You must know that we found carriers in their 90s, 97 years old lady and 99 years old lady carriers. I learned from those ladies, the fact that you are a carrier does not mean that you will get sick. Now it's in your hand to take care of yourself and to be balanced and to understand the situation that you have responsibility for yourself, for your family, to take care of yourself.
Thank you very much, Alice. I think this will help a lot of people in this situation. Yeah, we have talked with them, but coming from a person that actually have the mutation is completely different.
It's very devastating to get this knowledge. In the beginning, it's really devastating, but it takes a little time to be in this sadness and this situation that you feel the world is collapsing on you. But still, it takes time. Little by little, you get the understanding that you are not alone. You have the community, and we are making the most efforts together. We will fight it. We will win it together. We are doing it at our best, and what will be, will be.
Okay, thank you so much, Alice. This was very precious.
Or the perception that I have is some people think like, okay, I'm a health career. It's no cure right now, so it's no point. Like they already gave up there because it's no cure. But actually now with the clinical trials, we have already some hope. It's coming others. So I think it's important for them to realize that actually they can contribute positively, like they can help to find a way for to cure the disease. We can always do something for this, right?
Exactly, and I think the fact that there isn't a cure now, it's not going to be like that. We have our future before us, and you learned about Sonia and Eric that are doing a couple of therapies that can be very potential. We are doing from our sides the collection of a biobank, very significant biobank of hundreds of people, and that can contribute to biomarkers, to triggers, to understanding the disease. We are all doing efforts from many sides that can bring optimistic results in 5 years. We also have crew, with a very senior researcher of machine learning. I really, being optimist that it could also help us to have all these results together and accelerate the information. Technology is changing and developing so fast that we can be very optimistic about the future in the near future, not only for our children, but also for us. So we must keep our optimism and to contribute as much as we can to collaborate with these efforts. It's not just to say, okay, others will do something, others will make an effort. No, it's also depend on us. So this is what I'm saying to all the families.
I have a question still regarding the genetic status. Of course, this is a very personal decision, but there's also situations where people are planning to have kids, right? What's your advice? I don't know how it can be done in Israel without knowing your genetic status,
Yes.
but how people approach you, and what is your advice for them?
Yes, this is a good point. I did it myself, for the matter of fact, with my children, for other reason at all. My daughter is also going about this process now with PGD, and she doesn't want to know. I respect her decision not to know. Everyone can handle things personally. I recommend to do this process as long as you are not exaggerating the many times that you are doing, because I saw women in their 40s that did not PGD, they did IVF for many times and they got sick with CJD. So I think IVF should be considered very carefully for each round.
So now I think maybe we can move to your work in the association, in the Israeli CJD Association. So when did you found the association?
In 2008, I asked the counselor what triggered the disease. He said, we don't know. So if you don't know, let's find out. First of all, I connected with the researchers in Israel, and I founded the association, and then begin to connect with families and with patients. And I even interviewed patients and ask them questions and begin to understand things that can be risky and can be potential triggers. And although it was very difficult for me to have this conversation, still it gives me some knowledge and understanding what's happening. And I'm trying all the years also to bring this knowledge to the researchers as well. So this is how I begin.
So, and what your association, which kind of resources they provide for people affected by the PN disease and their families?
So first of all, we built an internet site in Hebrew. When I was at the beginning, I didn't have any knowledge, anything at all. I was like trying to understand better. Now we have a very informative site that can bring a lot of information in Hebrew. And of course, it's not only that, but also that people that want to have more connection and explanation, we are giving them a lot of knowledge behind it. We have a social worker to families that need social support. So we are trying to have many things that can support from one side and to recruit in the other one, and to collect information from those people that is so much important. They want to have someone to listen, someone to listen to them, and glad to share. And for us, it's also very important to know this information. And another thing is that to guide them what's to do in their circumstances, their position now, in the status that they have now. Sometimes they have like a very clear diagnosis. Okay, if it's very clear, and I know that there is a specialist in this that you can count on, you can say, like we did it with my brother. I told him, come home, and we've been at home with him, no matter to do more tests, to bother the patient, to bother the families for unnecessary tests more and more when you have a clear picture already.
You were talking about recruiting people and to bring awareness with your association, and you create a webpage. And which other resources you use to reach people, and which one you felt more effective to reach the people and to bring awareness about prion diseases?
First of all, I have this very big group now of families. All the years I'm nurturing the connection with those families, and they feel free to reach me with every question. I'm always accessible, and are always answering them, and can speak with them from time to time. For years that I'm nurturing those connections, and I'm updating them all the years with so also in the WhatsApp, in the Facebook. So people already know that they can count on me, that I know a lot of information that can help them. I build this community so they are also faithful to me because they know that I'm with them. I'm in the same position with them and take care of the same target, the same interest as them. And another thing is that I'm doing a lot of efforts in Israel Parliament, that I represent the disease and our needs in the matter of research and biobanking, and the support from this side, from the side of regulation, the side of treating our patients. Just in Wednesday, I represented the need of cannabis, medical cannabis in our patients for night sleeping. So I'm always active also from this side. So also the state and the people in the state, in the health ministry, know me very well. When you are being seen in all this position, people are sending, knowing to refer to you when they have some new case. So this is how I'm trying, and I'm also had a very like three pages in a very famous Israeli journal. I had like a long article I had in the TV. I had an article 12 minutes in prime times. So people are getting know you and they can build an understanding what you are doing and they can benefit from joining our efforts together.
Do you do activities like with other members of the association? Like, do you have annual activities, and how do they engage in those activities, or how do you motivate them to engage in those activities?
I must say that I did only once conference because I have so much things that I'm doing and efforts that I'm investing. It's kind of difficult for me to make another one, and there was the disease and the corona and so many things, but I know that we need to make another conference. I did once and it was very successful and many comes. I did some in our community of Libyan Jews. I go to lecture in the community couple of times, and I'm trying to keep connecting them in the WhatsApp. So I'm always trying to be with them.
I know also from other associations that sometimes people, especially when there's an event in their own family, that they kind of step back from the association because it's kind of reviving the drama. And
Wow.
Do you also experience that?
This is the most difficult issue. How many times I heard the words, I will be with you as soon as it's over. I will be with you to make all these efforts with you. You know how many times after the patient is gone, they don't want to hear about it. They don't want to listen. They don't come to help. Nothing. My daughter is already graduated in psychology, and she's the one that helping me the most. I know I can count on her, but still I can tell you from the other side, I can tell you that there's always someone in every family that is more courageous. I always tell them, you are like an ambassadors of our activity. And they are my ambassadors for connecting and for recruiting their families.
Another point, in your opinion, what is the importance of the association, like Israel Association, the Portuguese, like in this field?
First of all, to give knowledge to the families. It's something not very obvious. If you are just looking around, you can see prion disease, but you must be like a scientist to understand it. 1 month ago, my brother died from CJD. After he was diagnosed, I tell his wife, come home, don't stay at hospital at all. Come at home and we will take care of him. And the fact that we did with a lot of knowledge how to treat him. He was treated in the best way. I think when you come with knowledge, you know what to do. You are not losing your mind or your energy. You know what to do. You are in acceptance. We knew that there's nothing to do. We must be in acceptance. I asked him, are you afraid? And he said, no, I'm not. What will be, will be. And it was so strengthening experience, I was so strengthened about it that he was not having fear. The way he took it is also something very admirable. He also strengthened us. The circumstances are tragic, but still, it could be much worse.
What do you expect that will happen in the next 5 to 10 years in the field of prion diseases, prion research, treatments? What do you see coming?
I really, really hope that that we can find, of course, therapeutic from one side and from the other side, an early diagnosed. But my best vision that even without any therapy, that we can know what need to be balanced. Who knows? Maybe it can be balanced with the things that we can target and to follow and to know what we should do. We saw carriers in their 90s, so there must be some trigger for this process. So let's find it, and maybe we can avoid it from the first place, and we could do it without like a huge therapies or something.
Because you are kind of a pioneer, at least you are the person that I know as a pioneer in this kind of biobanking, collecting, sharing with the other labs. Maybe you can talk about this project that you have, that I think also in my opinion, it's very important for the patients and families.
How it began, that I was at Harvard University. The head of the genetic department, Professor George Church, he was inviting me to some conference there to introduce, and then he was accompanies me with many groups to have some exploration what can be done. Finally, he said something that was very powerful for me. He said, "Look, we want to help you as scientists. We can make the efforts, the scientist efforts, but we can't pursue of rare disease patients, 1 in a million, 1 in 10 million. So if you will take this position, it might help a lot." So I said, of course, I will do whatever needed to help and to make it happen. I must say that it took many efforts, but the target was so clear and so obvious that this is like a good answer to promote research for many researchers, not only for specific research, to make many. So this is was a good answer. We understand that we need to have all the results in one platform, the same samples, to have many results from every researchers, to bring it all together. And when the machine learning could do the comprehensive research on all of this together, it can be very, very significant and to accelerate understanding and meaningful results for many goals, not only biomarkers, not only therapeutic, for many goals.
I'm very happy that you put so much effort to create a biobank and helping research go faster and to have material to work, because it's basically impossible to do research without material.
Research is the only hope to have change in our position and for our future. It's been done for cancer, it's been done for many other diseases, it can be done for us. We want to make the research on us, on the most authentic things that is important. If you are not coming to contribute, they keep on doing all the research on mice. If you have the chance to base the research on people, this is the most significant things for us. We believe in research. This is our only hope to have change.
And I think it's my last question. What legacy would you like to leave through your work in association and as experience as a carrier?
Wow. First of all, that it can be done. My vision is like a collaboration of researchers, a collaboration of the families, a collaboration between all the two groups together. This is what will bring the advancement of good results for all of us.
So our standpoint as members of this association is different from yours. So we are scientists, and Diana also, she's not in risk of developing this disease. And sometimes on our side, there is a bit of fear or asking for people to contribute to this cause of creating the biobank. From your standpoint, it would be much more easier to get other people to collaborate because it is for your own future, for the future of your own family that that you have a very strong motivation to do that. What do you think is our approach to this problem?
This is the front that is most frustrating in all my activity. In all my activity, this is the most frustrating thing, to deal with those people that don't want to collaborate, that don't want to make the minimal efforts to contribute. And I'm trying to give them the perspective of the vision of the future. After a conversation with families that don't want to collaborate, I'm outrageous. I'm like saying, how come you have like 3 persons in your families that already died? Can you still keep your eyes closed? We are lucky enough that we have also others that can collaborate, and they can do things that others don't.
I think we need to thank you a lot.
Yeah.
Because I know also that it shouldn't be easy to be always reviving your experience and your fears, and we really appreciate that you also can help us to bring awareness. We really need to thank you.
I really appreciate also your activity. It's not obvious at all, and they are lucky. They are lucky to have you and to make all these efforts that will help them. And really, I appreciate your activity. It's very, very appreciable, appreciated, and I thank you as well.